Do you ever visit the theme park and find the experience less enjoyable than you imagined? All of the crowds and you're basically in queues for most of the day, spending all your money on overpriced drinks and cheap balloons. You're basically trapped with the people you came with, so you keep on smiling because this is fun, right? These dizzying rides aren't that bad, aside from the profuse sweating and nausea. But then comes that moment of realisation. You can't take it anymore. You're not having fun. This is torture. Well, I have good news. Help is at hand at Sanctuary Resort and Spa. Nestled away in the quieter section of our island, Sanctuary is your way out from the noise and bustle of the park. Here we don't like noise and we don't like queues. At Sanctuary, you are in control. When it all gets too much, come and spend a day or two at our beachfront property. Relax by the pool with your favourite book, or sit back and enjoy our luxury jacuzzi open 24/7 for those late night dips. Sustainable design meets modern elegance at Sanctuary Resort and Spa. All 56 of our air-conditioned rooms boast excellent views. Whether you choose one of our beachside suites or one of our tower rooms, a spectacular view is guaranteed. Why not indulge in a luxurious massage at our world-class spa before sampling our cocktail menu at the swim-up bar? Our poolside waiters will attend to your every need. Or if sitting doing absolutely nothing isn't your style, our in-house entertainment crew are on hand to invigorate your body and your mind with morning jazzercise classes and yoga stretching where we'll help you pose for those perfect Instagram shots. Whatever you decide, don't waste all your vacation fighting the crowds. Sanctuary is here for you. Hi there and welcome to Planet Coaster. So I've been busy this week adding a vacation property to my tropical island park. The park is really coming together and it was about time I added a hotel. Now this build has been a little bit of a nightmare. I've been spoilt for the past few weeks working on the temple ruins. That was really easy to build. This resort, not so much. It's been a week of fighting with the build pieces, meaning a lot of splitting pieces from buildings and multi-selecting everything to move it around. Not exactly what I'd call an easy build. I went through a couple of designs before settling on this one. I did spend a little while looking at real beach resorts to see how they're constructed, and I think the final result does kind of look like something you'd find in real life. Properties like this always seem to have some kind of grand feature out front. I did think about putting in a giant statue or maybe a waterfall or something, but I decided to make this tree-like feature out of the haunted house wooden beams. Okay, so to make the tower structure for the hotel and not have it look some giant mess, I found pretty much the only way to do that was to lay out the structure of one floor, making sure all the pieces were incorporated as one building. That way I could copy and move it all using the advanced move tool and make sure it all slotted together for each floor without having to move every piece individually. I could have gone a little bit taller with the tower, but I didn't want it to look completely alien from the rest of the building. I have got to say, it was quite satisfying slotting it all into place and how quickly the tower went up once the groundwork was done. I do wonder if I need to add some other tall buildings around here. The hotel is looking a little bit lonely as the only tall structure in this part of the park, so I might try and add a few more hotels and try a few different designs so it gets the skyline around here looking a little bit more realistic. So to make the pool area, I basically dug out a kidney-shaped hole and traced around that with pavement. I originally filled it with real water, but the water in game is a little bit janky. It was very low and looked like the pool was only half filled. It also does look really murky, like pond water, not what you'd expect from a luxury hotel. So I've gone with art shapes for now and made fake water, but I'm not entirely happy with that either. I know it doesn't look great and I may take another look at the real water if I can live with it. So of course I had to add a jacuzzi at the end. You can't have a luxury hotel without a jacuzzi pool. This I've made out of the fountain pool and filled in the edge with temple blocks. The lounge chairs are made out of haunted house wooden boards topped with an arch-shaped mattress. I tried a couple of things to make a pillow. You'd think a pillow would be pretty simple, but obviously the edges need to be a bit soft and fluffy to get it looking realistic. Sometimes that can be a fun part of Planet Coaster, figuring out what scenery pieces you can use for something entirely what they're not meant to be used for. I think I settled on the jelly bean piece in the end. If you turn it upside down and at an angle, it looks fairly well pillow shaped to me. Overall, the lounge chair was quite simple to build, and I think the end result looks quite nice. So at this point in the build, I have skipped over some of the landscaping I did. I can't tell you how many hours this build took overall, but I guess somewhere maybe around 40 hours. Trying to condense all of that into a 5-minute speed build has been a bit of a challenge, so I've skipped over a lot of the boring fiddly stuff. At this point, I laid some deck areas for sunbathing and covered the pool area with the castle paving stone in a lighter colour. I also went over the edge of the pool tile at a later stage to smooth it off a little. One of my favourite features of beach resorts is the swim up bar. I'm a sucker for a good Long Island iced tea, best served at a swim up bar with lots of ice. I tried to capture the bar realistically. They tend to have a poolside section and a section on the other side to serve people not in the pool. I played around with some of the shapes to try and get this right. Getting the levels below the water inside the bar was pretty difficult, so I made sure to use the Archer prop as a scale reference for this bit. The roof of the pool bar, so I don't think you can have a beach resort without a thatched roof somewhere. They tend to use these in real life as they're easier to maintain, I guess. Or maybe it's to avoid damage and costs when hurricane season hits. The thatched roof pieces are quite awkward to work with because they're weirdly thick. I was laughing to myself at this point because they look like giant Weetabix to me. But I think I made it work okay though. Once you've covered it up a bit with a few logs, it doesn't look quite so bad. To make the beach beds, I used the lounge chair that I made before as a base and just added a few more details. Using those haunted beams again, for sure. In my experience, the beds I've made here are a little fancier than what you get in real life. They tend to come with just a mattress, no headboard or pillows. But that's pretty uncomfortable, so I kept the headboard in. I'll tell you what, when they don't give you pillows, yes, I've been that weirdo before now that's taken the pillow from my room down to the pool. So yeah, these little beds slotted in nicely onto the raised deck area I'd made before. I enjoyed this bit of the build because it wasn't very difficult to do, and it's kind of like just making your own little doll's house or something. I can really see myself staying somewhere like this in real life. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Something I haven't got around to doing, which I always forget to do and then can't be bothered to do it later, is the sign. Now, I wish there was better options in game for signs, but we have to live with what they've got, so at the moment there is no sign. But the build so far, even without the sign, I think it's looking good. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments. There may be a little delay on a video next week as I'm taking a trip this weekend and I tend to get my recording done mostly over the weekends. But I will be back with something new the week after, so thank you for watching, bye for now.